All right, let's see if this live stream works today. All right, I see it on my personal Facebook page. Now I'm checking my Scott Riggan music profile page on Facebook. And there I am. Now, I have a feeling that the Facebook group isn't going to work because that's just how these things are. No, it's working. It's working. How about that? Okay. Now to check Instagram. Instagram does not seem to be working. It so far has not worked consistently. So let's see. Yeah, everything's working. Sorry for this. Oh, Instagram unable to connect. So there's some kind of problem there, but it looks like YouTube is working. Got a bunch of comments there. Woohoo! Okay. Sorry for that. The little woohoo there. Guys, I'm just thrilled that it's working. Okay, so let's get this party started. All right, so it's going to be fun. Going to have a good time. This is as you can see here, the rescheduled live stream. We were supposed to do it last night, but things did not work. So those of you on the texting list, please say hello. We'll just wait for people to come in. All right, so guys, I'm Scott Riggan. This is the Rigganators live stream. Yes, incredibly silly name. I am fully aware of that. So let's just kind of address the situation. Last night, April 30th, was when we were supposed to be doing this live stream, but there was a massive problem with the platform that I use to stream. So it's a platform that I use that sends the broadcast to YouTube and to a few places on Facebook and to Instagram and a place called Street Team. And it used to go to Rumble, but I finally gave up. I deleted that page because there's nobody there. And I don't know why. I never figured out why I was there. So anyway, this Restream thing, this platform that I use, it was just completely messed up. And so last night, I just completely tore the whole thing apart and rebuilt it so that it would work today. And I did a test last night, and it worked. And today it's working, except it looks like Instagram is not going to work today, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, so it looks like we're getting some comments in the Rigganators group. I'll try to keep track of all the comments, but the easiest place for me to pay attention to the comments is the live chat on YouTube, but I will flip back and forth between them. So hello, Sandra. Hello, Patricia. Glad you're here. And hello, Sharon and Joy and James. And I guess it's Allie, I think. And and Patrice. Hello. And Sharon and Kelly and Kathy and oh, okay. So it's not James, it's Sandy. Hey, Sandy. Tasha and Sandra and Robin and another Sharon. And I think it's Vance. Hello, Vance. Hello there. And let's see. Stephen and Daryl. And Sandra is in both places. Pretty sure that's the same Sandra. This is going to get tedious really quick. And then... yeah. Okay, so that's where I'll focus. Okay, so we're done with that. The boring stuff is over. Now it's going to be fun from this point forward. I want to make that promise, but I can't guarantee it. But I'm going to shoot for not being boring. So, so here's the plan for this evening. So, my new single comes out at midnight. Well, came out at midnight last night. So I was going to perform my new single for you before you could hear it streaming. So, but at this point, I'm guessing that most of you all have gone and listened to the song. If you haven't, I think I set up a link in the description, and if that's not the case, then just check your email or your texts or I don't know, the Facebook pages. I've got the link to Song of the Wolf on Spotify and Apple. And so basically, I have a landing page where I send you a link and you can go and choose. If you're an Apple Music person, you can listen to Song of the Wolf there, or you can listen to it on Spotify. There's just sort of a list of links. It's like a link tree kind of thing. So if you haven't listened to it, I hope you will go and listen to it. I'm going to perform it tonight, but I really need they say the first 48 to 72 hours that a song is out will determine a lot of important things. And so lots of different people listening to it and listening to it multiple times really, really helps. I just always say goose the algorithm. Basically, it tells Spotify or Apple or whomever people are interested in this song, which means they're going to put it in the what's called the release radar or the whatever, a new song playlist that is presented to listeners. And so it really does help me if right when a song comes out that you listen to it once or 20 times. So I want to encourage you to please do that. But I am going to do Song of the Wolf tonight. It is not a happy song. I think it's very sort of dark and dramatic. I was talking with a marketing guy about the song, and I said, I really think that it's a song that could be sort of pitched in the recovery world or in the, there's a lot of like podcasts and Spotify playlists about, people who have been hurt in the church or hurt by, predatory people. And I said, I think there might be some space for that. And he said, the thing is, all those playlists are very soothing and they're very comforting. And your song is not that. And it's not. So we're working on figuring out how to get it heard by people. I do have a couple of podcasts that I'm going to be guesting on to talk about it. So, but anyway, let me get some news out of the way really quick, and then we'll go to the first song, which, So the first, I want to remind you that you guys, people who are on my texting list or email list, or if you've stumbled onto this YouTube video and you don't know anything about me, I'm making available to you my new project, Shepherds and Wolves. I'm going to show it to you really quick. This is the vinyl, and it is, it's pretty. Look at that thing. I love it. Oh, look at the little lamb. And on the inside, you've got lyrics, and you've got credits, and some more artwork, and a small little essay thing from me. But I really love this, the clear vinyl. So it looks great. It's really beautiful, and but I have it available on vinyl and on CD, and also just MP3s if you want to support me, but you really can't use physical media like a vinyl record or a CD. You can still get the MP3s, and the thing is, it's not available publicly until now. Here's the final release date. It's coming out on August 28th. That's when it'll be available publicly, and that's when some of these podcasts and some of the marketing that I'm doing will really culminate in that. So anyway, just a reminder, it's a great way to support me as an artist, and I would very much appreciate your support in that way. But I think the record's great. I'm really proud of it, and I would love for you to have it and be able to listen to it. And it'll be the 28th of August is when all the songs on the record will finally be out. So up until then, not all of them are out. But anyway, okay, so our next live stream is coming up, the May live stream, because this is the April live stream. The May live stream is going to be on May 20th. It's a Wednesday night, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can take requests, because that's something that I've said, hey, I'd love to do that, but I haven't figured out really the best way to do it. So if you have some suggestions, leave comments for like ways that we could do the request thing, because I was thinking about I could do a texting thing where I say, hey, text me your requests. And when I say requests, I'm meaning like songs of mine or worship songs. If it's an obscure song, anyway, my point is I can't guarantee that I'm going to do a song that you request, but I will do my best. And it'd be fun to learn some songs. So anyway, so if you have some suggestions for how I could actually solicit requests, I would have done it in the Facebook group in the past, but hardly anybody sees those posts anymore. I went from hundreds of people seeing every post to, maybe 10 or 30 people seeing those posts. Facebook is all about advertising now. It's not about posts by your friends or people that musicians that you have liked or whatever. Okay, so May 20th, that is our next live stream. Make a note of that. I'm also I'm doing a house concert on Sunday. I haven't done any gigs for a while now. It's been a year. It's been more than a year, a little more than a year since I've done any shows, which is really, really strange for me. I did more shows during COVID, which is weird. Safely, whatever. But I'm doing a house concert on Sunday afternoon, May 3rd. It's going to be really fun. And so I'm kind of preparing for that. And then, of course, the new single came out at midnight last night. So I hope that if you haven't listened to it, that you will. Okay, so checking in with comments just a little bit more. So hello, Ingrid. Glad you're here. And Heather, hello. And I think that there's a name that I'm not sure how to say. Linda, hi. I know how to say that name. Good to see you. Glad you're here. And Carolyn. And I don't want to miss anybody, but I think I'm probably going to. Frida is there. And is it it must be Anne. Yeah, I bet that's it. Anne Tidro. And it's 2 days before your oldest son's birthday. Well, that's fun. This thing I'm doing, this house concert I'm doing on Sunday, it happens to be the host is there's a birthday involved, and so I've never played Happy Birthday before. I've never played it, and I sat down and kind of figured out how do I play it, because I thought, well, I'll probably be called on to lead everybody in singing it, and it'd be nice if I could actually play it. So anyway, so okay, Anne, and hello, Cleveland. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do this first song. Like I said, I'm going to do the new one tonight, Song of the Wolf, and it is not a happy, sweet song. And so I didn't want to start with that. So I thought, one of my songs that I really, really do love, that came out, I guess 5 years ago. It's on the Beautiful and Terrible album, which the idea of that title, it comes from a Frederick Buechner quote about having a realistic understanding of the world that we live in. Beautiful things happen, terrible things happen, and that's just the way it is. But we have God to lean on. He says, "Welcome to the world. Beautiful and terrible things will happen. Do not be afraid. I am with you." That's what the Lord says to us. And so, anyway, this is a song about remaining motivated to serve God and to serve people, and to not let the darkness that is encroaching in our lives and in our world discourage us. So, so it's called "Don't You Lose Heart," and it is one of my favorite songs. It's one that when I do concerts, I very frequently, this is on the list. I'll be doing this one. So anyway, so I'm going to do "Don't You Lose Heart." I felt like it was a good way to talk about darkness and heavy things, but introduce it without it being heavy. That's probably more than I need to say. I'm just going to go ahead and do the song. This is "Don't You Lose Heart." This world is broken, it's broken, and no light is getting in, 'cause all of creation has been vandalized by sin. And here all the shadows are gathering their strength, in our own greed and hate and selfishness have only paved the way. So maybe we're fools to believe that love has the power to change anything. But oh, now don't you lose heart, don't you give up, that's not who you are. Only light can drive out the dark. Oh, you got to believe me, you shine. It's never easy, but don't you lose heart. We're cursing the darkness, but still the dawn has not arrived. Lighting a candle against the shadows is our defense against the night. And maybe we're fools to believe that love has the power to change anything. But oh, now don't you lose heart, don't you give up. That's not who you are. Only light can drive out the dark. Oh, you got to leave me to shine like a star. It's never easy, but don't you lose heart. You shine. I love the way you shine. I love the way you shine. You shine. And maybe we're fools to believe, but we know that love has the power to change everything. And oh, now don't you lose heart, don't you give up. That's not who you are. Only light can drive out the dark. Yeah, you got to believe me, you shine like a star. It's never easy, but don't you lose heart. Don't you lose heart. Oh, that song. I love that song. And I'm going to just show you something on the track that makes me very, very happy. On the background vocals, I'm singing super high falsetto stuff. But there's this... let's see. You can't really hear it. Shine. I can't do it right now. But in the studio, boy, I worked really hard with all that falsetto stuff. And, you know, it's in the background. It's all swirling around in the track. If you took it out, it would feel like something's missing. But it's not like it's so far forward in the mix that you can really, you know, hear the thing. So anyway, so that's Don't You Lose Heart. And, of course, some of you all recognize the Martin Luther King Jr. quote in there. It says... only light can drive out the dark. And that comes from a quote by, it's an extraction from a quote from Martin Luther King that you know, hate can't drive out hate. You know, so only, anyway, I don't remember the actual quote now. I didn't think about it beforehand. I should have written it down or looked at it at least. But anyway, so setting the stage for the next song. This song, Song of the Wolf, my new single, which is out now everywhere. The video is also out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. The animated video, it's very, very cool and very creepy. The final shot of the video is super creepy. I almost didn't leave it in because I thought it was kind of dark. Anyway, but I think you guys will like it, so I hope you check it out. But anyway, Song of the Wolf. I felt like I wanted to talk about how easy it is to lose heart. It is really easy to become discouraged. It's really easy to give in. And this is something I've thought about quite a bit, that a lot of people who aren't people of faith, if you're not a Christian, a lot of folks think of Christianity as a crutch, as a way to make your life easier, right? A way to not have to face difficult things. And this is something that they don't understand. Life is better when you are a person who believes and who knows the Lord. But some of it is harder because of that faith, because it's much easier to give in to despair. It's much easier to give in to revenge or to, all these things. And the gospel calls us to forgiveness. This is hard. This is really hard. So I wrote this song and wrote it for I wrote it wanting to kind of express something I was dealing with. I was dealing with a lot of hurt and bitterness about a particular person in my life who I would call a predator in the church, someone who's a narcissist, and in an actual real sense. We throw that word around a lot, but someone who did a lot of damage to me and to my life, and who, the song actually quotes him at one point. The song uses, at one point I was telling him, I'm gonna expose you. I'm gonna tell people what you are. And he said, who do you think they're gonna believe? And it turns out he was not wrong. I couldn't convince people. So anyway, so this song is really about that. And it was a real struggle for a long time to not be discouraged and to not be, just broken by my experience. So I wrote the song, and after I finished writing it, I thought, oh boy, I think that's one of the best things I've ever written. I think in terms of the construction of the song and the lyrics and the language and poetry of it, boy, this is one of my best things. But I'll never release it. I mean, how can I put that out there? It's so dark and, kind of heavy. And how does that fit in with, my other songs? And so I set it aside, but I kept coming back to it. I kept coming back to the song and going, boy, I really want to release this song. I want people to hear this song. But I'm also really careful about how I tell this story. I don't want to get sued, and I just want to be careful. If I'm talking about my really awful experience in the church, I want it to be redemptive, because so many people have a bad experience in the church, and the first thing they do is say, "Well, I'm done. I don't believe this stuff anymore," or "I'm a believer, but I'm going to have nothing to do with church." And I'm telling you, we need the church. We do, and so. You may have had an experience where you're like out, and I want to encourage you to really pray about that, because we do this thing in community, and you got to find some place that's safe for you, but you really need to be in fellowship in church. Anyway, that's the end of my sermon there. But I want to show you something kind of cool that we did on this track. I wanted it to have just so much character, and so it's got strings, it's got cello and violin and viola, a really beautiful arrangement. And I sang background vocal parts that I was like, what would Freddie Mercury sing on this? I'm not him. I can't sing like he did from Queen. But I really took a lot of inspiration from a lot of their stuff that's just really dramatic and operatic and over the top. And so there's a lot of really cool stuff. This is a song that you should listen to with headphones on, with earbuds or headphones, because there's so much happening. And one of the things that we inserted in there, you'll hear it at the beginning of the song and also after the bridge. We used a thing that I stumbled onto on YouTube called the apprehension engine. It's this thing. And I was going to get a video clip and show you, but you'll just have to search for it on YouTube. It's really interesting. The apprehension engine. It is the apprehension engine is this thing that somebody built so that they could have weird sounds, little kind of stuff, or, little, just, I'm not going to try to do it now. But anyway, just a lot of disconcerting noises. And so it's not a musical instrument necessarily, but he uses like a violin bow on it. He, just very thing. So he uses it to score scary movies. And so I saw it, and I called up my producer Jason, and I said, "Hey, buddy, we gotta find something like this." And so we've got some of that unsettling stuff. It's not mixed super loud in the mix, because then nobody would want to listen to it. But anyway, I was really excited about that. So this is the first song I wrote for when I was thinking about the Shepherds and Wolves record. And initially, as I said, I thought, I can't release this. This is just going to be one for me, which I've written some songs that I think are really good, but they're just not going to fit what I do. I mean, back in the day, I was writing country and pop songs. And so there's a lot of those that don't really fit Scott Riggan, the brand. So after a while, I came back to the song. I thought, I really want to share this with people. I really want to produce this. And that's when I started having the idea, what if I wrote a bunch of songs around the topic of the Good Shepherd and the wolves that sometimes find their way into the church, and the lowercase shepherds who many of which are faithfully serving the kingdom and doing great, but sometimes they fail to protect the flock in the way that they should. And I thought, boy, there's just a lot of stuff to write about. And so that's when I wrote Song of the Shepherd, which is from Psalm 23 about the Good Shepherd. And so that's kind of where this song came from. That's probably all I'm going to say about it. Oh, Ingrid, I'm sorry that you're not here tonight. I'd love to come to Seattle sometime for a concert. So, yeah. Okay. So lots of comments. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. That is the Martin Luther King Jr. quote. Thank you, Sandra. I can always count on you to be my research assistant here. So, and then, yeah. Okay. So thank you for all the comments. Hey there, Natalie. Glad you're here. And Michelle. Yeah. So this, I've talked and talked. Part of it is this song makes me nervous. I think people are responding to it really well, but I don't want to just complain that I got hurt, right? What I want is I want to share my story in a redemptive way. We can do better in the church. We can hold our leaders accountable. We can insist that that when church leaders are caught doing something that our leadership doesn't do damage control, we do accountability, we do discipleship. And instead, a lot of churches are afraid of what will happen if it becomes publicly known that something bad happened. And I think it's much worse when inevitably something bad happened and word gets out that it was suppressed. So the song makes me a little nervous, but I'm also very proud of it, and I'm excited to get to share it with you now. So, after talking for way too long, sorry guys, here's Song of the Wolf. I didn't know what you were, I didn't recognize, 'cause I thought I saw kindness behind your eyes. But it was only a clever and cunning disguise, till the flash of your teeth in the dark. Even then I thought that I was the one to blame. I was bitter and angry and full of shame, till I saw with my own eyes the wolf you became. How could I not have known from the start? You are made of hunger and appetite. You prey on the fools that believe your lies. You betray and you charm and you mesmerize. Well, your voice was like silk, but your words like knives. And when you cut me open, I was somehow surprised. So much blood was on your hands and all of it mine. Still you told me that it was my fault. You are made of hunger and appetite. You prey on the fools that believe your lies. Masquerade as a friend while you whet the knife. Everyone thinks that you're golden. Everyone thinks that you're golden. But I know, and I've seen, and you laugh and say, who do you think they'll believe? All the shepherds were taken in by your charm. You assured them there was no cause for alarm, 'cause the boy who cried wolf was just spinning a yarn. And I slowly bled out at your feet. And everyone thinks, they think that you're golden. But I know, and I've seen the flash of your teeth in the dark. Song of the Wolf. So I wish I'd never had to write the song. I wish I'd never gone through the things that led to the song. But I hope the song illustrates something in a way that is helpful and redemptive. So I'm a big lyric guy. When I wrote for publishing companies in Nashville, usually my main contribution in co-writing sessions would be lyrics, melodies and lyrics. But a lot of times I would be working with guys that didn't write a lot of lyrics, and so that was on me. And so that's really big for me. As I was writing the song, I was just thinking about, well, what is a wolf? What is a wolf? And a predator. So I wrote, you are made of hunger and appetite. You prey on the fools that believe your lies. Masquerade as a friend while you whet the knife. And everyone thinks that you're golden. But I know, and I've seen, and you laugh and say, who do you think they'll believe? And then the final verse, all the shepherds were taken in by your charm. You assured them there was no cause for alarm, because the boy who cried wolf was just spinning a yarn. And I slowly bled out at your feet. And everyone thinks that you're golden, but I know, and I've seen the flash of your teeth in the dark. So I'm proud of that one, and I don't want to contribute to people sort of deconstructing from the faith because they have been hurt. I want to contribute to a conversation about when we get hurt by people in the church, because people, right? I mean, the church is full of people, so there's going to be sin, there's going to be failure, there's going to be betrayal and hurt. It's just, if you're going to be around people, the difference is that in the church we should be able to have accountability and lovingly correct and have healing. And I've been working hard for a few years now on forgiving people who will never acknowledge that they've done me any harm. That's a big challenge. So that song is part of my healing, to be honest. I don't really, songwriters talk about how, songwriting is my therapy. I don't think that's it, but there is something really meaningful and helpful about writing songs, writing out, even if you're not a songwriter, you've been hurt by something, write it out, not just as a way to rehearse it and get upset about it all over again, but just to kind of process. And so anyway, that's Song of the Wolf. I'm afraid to look at the comments, but yeah, I can relate to that. Snakes in the church and you're not believed. It's rough. Yeah, it's a hard thing. You know what, Paxton, you're right. David made Psalms that read like complaints. If you read the Psalms, there's a lot of whining going on in there. And I used to not fully understand all that. Now I read them and I'm like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying there, David. God was pleased to ensure that they have been shared with even with us today. All we need to express and get these kinds of things out. We're not alone. Yeah, that's a good word. Thank you. Our scars are our stories without words. That's good. Thank you, guys. A lot of really encouraging comments there. I appreciate that. I want to go on to a song I wrote deliberately because I wanted this record, Shepherds and Wolves, to be to have some encouragement and uplift. And so this is another song about the Good Shepherd. And it also has my very favorite music video that I've ever done. It's the one that looks like an old 8-bit classic arcade video game. So I've worked with an animator in somewhere, Bangladesh maybe? I can't remember now. It's been a year. But the video itself looks really great. So it's called Bring Me Home. And if you've not seen that video, go to YouTube to my page and look for it. I really love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the song. This is the third song that I wrote for the record. I wrote Song of the Wolf, Song of the Shepherd, and then my third song was Bring Me Home. And the whole project just sort of built around that. So anyway, here we go. This is Bring Me Home.
Shepherd, lead me, and I will follow. This will be my
my manifesto to only go where you go. I need you to guide me, or I will be lost. Come and find me in this misery that I've caused. I'll only go where you go. You left the 99. You traveled far and wide to find me and bring me home. They threw me to the wolves, but I always knew that you could find me and bring me home. Bring me home. All the other paths have just led me nowhere, and every map has led to a detour. I'll only go where you go. So let your goodness be like a fetter and bind my wandering heart to my good shepherd. I'll only go where you go. You left the 99. You traveled far and wide to find me and bring me home. They threw me to the wolves. I always knew that you would find me and bring me home. And I was the one that wandered away, so stubborn and so blind and so determined to stray. And you were the one that sought me out. Oh, I was lost, but now I have been found. You left the 99. You traveled far and wide to find me and bring me home. And I was so alone and lost, but you paid the highest cost to find me and bring me home. You left the 99. You traveled far and wide to find me and bring me home. They threw me to the wolves, but I always knew that you would find me and bring me, find me and bring me home. We have a good shepherd who will go to extreme lengths to rescue us. And so even when you've been hurt by people, you got to remember that your shepherd has never given up on you, and he's still waiting for you and wants to bring you home. So I'm going to do a song that, hey there, I'm pretty sure that's Chris and Corey Arnold. Hey, guys, good to see you here. And hello, Wanda. And yeah, so that was Bring Me Home. And I'm going to do a song now that goes back to around the year 2000, I think, 2000-ish. My band we did this song. It was written by Ben Bauman, my partner in the Nobodies, and the guy I've written a ton of songs with over the years. And we were in the band together. And then also our producer, Randy Thomas, who is known for a lot of country hit songs. He wrote a Dolly Parton hit. He wrote Butterfly Kisses with Bob Carlyle, so he's definitely known for that one. And we wrote a bunch of stuff together as well. And he was in a couple of Christian bands, Sweet Comfort Band and the Allies, Identical Strangers. I don't know how many of those any of you would know, but we wrote this song, and it's one of my favorites. I recorded it on my first album, and I did a really minimal version of it. I wanted it to be really quick, so it was just electric guitar, played by an amazing guitar player named Trevor Morgan, who later ended up joining Third Day and toured with them for many years. Anyway, so this is sort of more than the Nobodies, my old band, the Nobodies version of Love Called My Name. And whenever I would do this song, I would always think about how God is relentless in his search for you. He's not going to give up on you. And so very much like the Good Shepherd in Bring Me Home, so this is called Love Called My Name. I'm getting some interference from something. It stopped. Okay, so that's good. I don't know what that was. But anyway, so I want to do this song before we wrap it up. This is Love Called My Name. Oh, I'm going to do it with a track, so let me add the track here. Again, thank you guys for being here tonight. If you've just joined us or if you just noticed this and popped in, it was originally scheduled for yesterday. And so this is the rescheduled version because I had serious technical issues to deal with. So, but here we go. This is Love Called My Name. I was the friend that denied you. 3 times I denied you when that old rooster crowed. And I handed you over 30 pieces of silver was the price of my soul. And there on the road to Damascus, I saw clearly what I was when your blinding light came and love called my name. When I was lost and I had no hope, till you spoke to me. You took away the shadows that clouded my heart, and I knew I was found on that day when love called my name. And I was the man who was washing his hands to hand over a king. And I said I would not believe it unless I could see it, the scarred hands and feet. And I was the thief hung beside you, deserving to die, but you shouldered the blame and love called my name. When I was lost and I had no hope, till you spoke to me. You took away the shadows that clouded my heart, and I knew I was found on that day when love called my name. And I was the friend they had laid in the grave, till I heard through the sorrowful cries the voice that commanded the wind and the waves say, arise, arise, and love called my name. Oh, and love called my name when I was lost and I had no hope, till you spoke to me. You took away the shadows that clouded my heart, and I knew I was found on that day when love called my name. When love called my name. When love called my name. Amen. I knew I was found on that day that love called my name. Yep. You're right, Steve. Those are all some great bands. Patrice, I'm glad you were here tonight. I'm going to do one last song. And this is one that I wrote. Sorry, this has gone a little long tonight. I did a lot of talking. Again, I do want to go back to this. The Shepherds and Wolves vinyl and CD are both available to you guys only. It comes out officially to the wide world August 28th, but only for you guys. You can get it now, and it helps me a lot to be able to make those sales because this record was very expensive to make, and so help me pay the bills. You can also just get the MP3s if you want those, if you don't want physical product. But there again, so here it is, and I want to encourage you to do that. I believe there's a link in here. But check your email because I'll be sending more stuff about that. Right now there's free shipping, and that's going to go away pretty soon. So anyway, so I'm going to do one last song. I've recorded this song twice. This is on my Beautiful and Terrible album. And then on the next album, Bright Hope, I decided to end the album with the song and to do it the way that I'd originally written it, which was just a piano, very, very simple, and really drawing attention to the lyrics. And so this is a song called What Remains, and it was written in the middle of all that deep heaviness of dealing with someone in the church who was a wolf, and kind of wrestling with also some of you guys know that, like, my son has some severe mental illness and is estranged. Haven't seen him for 4 years now. Last I heard, he's living in a homeless shelter on the other side of the country. So a lot of deep grief when it comes to that. So there's that, and there was a whole bunch of stuff. I always call it an avalanche of personal disasters. And so I was kind of wrestling with all that stuff, and I wrote this song kind of trying to deal with, okay, what has been torn to pieces in my life. There's still stuff that is left that is valuable and worthwhile. There are relationships that I will be forever grateful for. There is a God who still loves me, a good shepherd who I still believe is watching out for me and who is there for me. And so this is a song that is meant to sort of acknowledge the bad stuff and also say, but I'm grateful to my God for what he's done. I'm counting the cost of all that I have gained. I count it as loss compared to what remains. All the stuff that I had, Paul says in Philippians 3, whatever is my profit, I consider loss for the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I count them as rubbish. They're garbage. It's actually a dirtier word than garbage. It means poo. All my accomplishments, all the good things in my life, they're rubbish compared to, the way Paul calls it, the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord. So that was me wrestling with it, and I wrote this song. And the phrase that really struck me and made me realize that maybe I'm going to be a songwriter again, because I had stopped writing. The line, I know so much less than I used to. And for me, that felt like, okay, this is the theme of everything I have to write from this point forward in my life. Because I wrote about everything that I was so certain about and arrogant about in the past. And now I've entered into a season where I'm like, okay, you know what? It's a lot harder to be arrogant anymore. And so this is a song that says, I'm a lyric guy. I thought by now I'd never fail you. Progress in unbroken procession. But in the death of pride and virtue, because when you get really beaten up and when you fail, your pride takes a hit. But in the death of pride and virtue, I've felt the birth of real compassion. God did something really worthwhile in me by breaking me, by allowing me to be broken. I'm a more compassionate person by far now than I used to be. And then I know so much more of forgiveness, having received so great a measure. My scars, someone mentioned that earlier, my scars only serve to bear witness that what remains is mine forever. So anyway, I'm going to stop reading and just start playing. This is what remains. I thought by now I'd have the answers. Instead, my head is full of questions. So many hopes I followed after are scattering in all directions. I know so much less than I used to. All my convictions have been shaken, but I would not go back if I could choose to. 'Cause what remains cannot be taken. What remains cannot be taken. I thought by now I'd never fail you. Progress in unbroken procession. But in the death of pride and virtue, I felt the birth of real compassion. I know so much more of forgiveness, having received so great a measure. My scars only serve to bear witness that what remains is mine forever. What remains is mine forever. I'm counting the cost of all that I have gained. I count it as lost compared to what remains. And I know the taste of disappointment. That bitterness is now familiar. But if my failure was a poison, at least it's made my vision clearer. Forgive me if I sound ungrateful. It's just the shame of my confession. Just the shame of my confession. When time after time you've been faithful, and I'm weary of my self-obsession. I've grown weary of my self-obsession. I'm counting the cost of all that I have gained. I count it as lost compared to what remains. I know so much less than I used to. And the path ahead remains uncharted. But if I don't know the way, I know that you do. And you will finish what you've started. I know you'll finish what you've started. I thought by now I'd have the answers. Yeah. Well, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you for sticking around. Gosh, almost an hour. A lot longer than I planned on it being, but I just got to talking. I was super nervous about doing Song of the Wolf. I still feel so nervous about that song. It's the most, I mean, I'm revealing so much more than I normally would. But, you know, that's what I'm trying to do with my music. That's what I'm trying to do with my songs, is to be really honest, because what I've learned is that the more vulnerable you are as an artist, the more people relate to it in a meaningful way. Not just cool song. Yeah, I like that song. That's a great song. Well, that's a nice thing to hear, but it's really amazing when someone says, "Oh, that song really spoke to me. I really saw myself in it," or it, you know, it was something that I thought about a lot, and you know, whatever. Just that kind of stuff is a whole different kind of thing than hey, cool song, which is nice, but. Anyway, so there's the whole shamil. A reminder, please pick up a copy of the vinyl or the CD or the MP3 of Song of the Wolf, Shepherds and Wolves. If you haven't listened to Song of the Wolf on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or whatever, please go do that. The music video is also out on YouTube right now. Our next live stream is going to be on Wednesday, May 20th. And yeah, help me figure out a way to take requests, because I do want to try to do that. So I want to do it kind of in advance. So yeah, I'll start figuring that out. And if you have ideas, I would appreciate that. And I mentioned I'm doing a house concert on Sunday afternoon. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to come to your house. Normally, I bring a guitar player with me. This one, I'm not going to do that. But a lot of my songs just really require either I have to use tracks, which I prefer not to, or I need to hire a guitar player to come with me. So anyway, if you are interested in hosting something in your back patio or in your living room or whatever, boy, I would love to talk to you about it. And so, or if your church is interested, I mean, someone mentioned, hey, come to Seattle. Well, someone needs to invite me. That's how booking usually works, is that someone says, hey, I want that guy to come and sing at my church or do a concert or whatever. So anyway, whew, it's been a great night. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you had a good time. I hope it was encouraging. And again, not just me whining. So, hey there, Pauline. Thank you. And Linda, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And Kelly, guys, you're awesome, and I'm so grateful to have you all in my life. So that's it for tonight. Thank you. Okay, and so here we go.